I'm going to ask you to create a written dialogue. Now, in the workbook that I've given you, students at home, you have a choice of either creating a tape recording of an incident like the one we've discussed, or a written dialogue, or a card deck with these characters in it. Now today we're going to combine the two. I'm going to have Misha actually write a dialogue and create the card deck that goes with it. And why the card deck? Because then this becomes really a visual that you can use when you're faced with any kind of dilemma. I have had, of course our cards are going to be big size so that you can see them on camera, but I've had students create, and I've created myself, a little card deck with these characters: the victim, critic, child, saboteur, prostitute, challenger, and nurturing voice, and laid them around me while I sat in the circle. And faced with this dilemma, I sit there then and say, okay, who's talking? And just as I've talked with Misha just a few moments ago and started to find out, oh, that was the victim's voice, or that was the critic, or that was the child. You will be able to actually look at these cards and figure out in your own mind visually who is talking to you and who's talking the loudest and who you want to shut up and say, hey, you've got too much attention here, you're getting too much what do they call it on TV? Too much
airtime?
Airtime, right. And where's the challenger? What would the challenger be saying? Where is my nurturing voice? Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of a written dialogue now and just read that to you. And then I'll give Misha a chance to create her own and the card deck that goes along with it. Okay, so here we go. I actually rewrote or created a new one for this series because the old one was not as appropriate, especially after I'd been going through all my fears with the renovation and so forth. So we have some characters here that I will introduce you to. And Sandra plays the part of herself. The worrywart, in this case, is the victim. Toddler is the child. Sharkbait is the critic, and lady of the evening, of course, is the prostitute. Jailbait is the saboteur. Sheriff is the challenger, and bowl of cherries is the nurturing voice. So, who's talking? Sandra. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! There are so many voices in my head, I can't hear myself think. And they're so loud, especially you, Worrywart. Why are you always such a loud mouth? Worrywart. Well, isn't it obvious? I'm afraid. Whenever I'm afraid, I worry. And believe me, Sandra, when you're around, I've got plenty to worry about. Sandra. What do you mean? Worrywart. I mean, you're constantly harping about money. You act like you're going to run out of it or something. Every time you talk about not having enough, you get me all riled up. I'm tired of you picking on me. Toddler. Oh, and when Worrywart worries about money, it makes me want to cry. You think you're afraid. I'm scared to death. What will happen to me if you do run out of money? Why, we could be homeless. We could lose the house. We could lose everything. Oh, what's going to happen to me? Sharkbait. Egad, what a pity party you've got.